Hey everyone, it's Dan Wardrope here from Flexible. Today I want to talk to you about the difference between max conversion bidding and target CPA bidding over at Google AdWords. But before I get going, if you're running paid traffic and you're interested in pay per lead and you want tips like this twice per week, then please hit the subscribe button. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming out this year, so you'll get a lot of value from this free content. All right. So a lot of you will have been struggling over at Facebook. Facebook's great. It has been for so many years for us, but over the past, I guess, 12 months, there's been a lot of ad accounts and, personal profiles and business managers and stuff go down. We saw the writing on the wall a while ago, and we've spent quite a bit of time, quite a bit of money testing a lot of stuff, particularly on YouTube for our pay-per-lead campaigns, and it's been awesome. We love it. In fact, over 80% of our spend at the moment is over on YouTube, so we're pretty keen to teach what we've learned. All right. And one thing that used to baffle us is, what's the difference? When do you use max conversions and when do you use target CPA? Okay. So the rule of thumb is that when you're starting out a new campaign and you don't know what hook or creative works, doesn't matter if it's GDN, doesn't matter if it's discovery, doesn't matter if it's YouTube or even search, okay? You need to figure out what hook and creative works, okay? And if you start with target CPA, then Google isn't really going to spend. Sometimes it won't even spend at all because your bid's too low, for example. Okay, and even if it does start spending, then it can be sporadic one day. It can be really good one day and bad the next, and it's really not a good place. Or it's not always a good place to start. Okay, sometimes we have with success when the offer's strong and when we've got a great funnel and we know our target audience and we've taken stuff we've learned from Facebook over to YouTube. Okay, sometimes target CPA works out of the gate, but what we've found that works better is that max conversions is a much better way to figure out what creative works. Okay, so you want to use that objective when you're starting out a new campaign. Up until you get about 50 conversions in your campaign, per campaign. That's a good rule of thumb that we use. And then what you want to do is manually switch over to target CPA after that, after you've found out what creative is working. Okay, so at that point in time, you'll be able to switch off the creative that's bombed and hasn't worked, keep the one that's working on, and then switch to target CPA to be able to start bringing down your cost per lead. Okay. And that's essentially what the difference is. It's the only time we use max conversions is when we start a campaign, and then after that we move to target CPA. When you move to display network and places like that, you obviously can pay for conversions. Actually, it's not that obvious because not many people know about it, but there's a lot of cool stuff you can do over at Google. So I hope that helps. The difference between max conversions and target CPA. Any questions, type below and I'll get back to you, or my team will get back to you as soon as we can. Take care. Bye.